Actually, no, never mind. I'm happy to see Jay and, just kidding.
You aren't really?
I'm happy. I will. My last happy dollar is that, it did rain last week as I prayed and I didn't go freeze at any young men's, my grandson's baseball.
Thank you, John.
When Cheryl fell Lions desk, I've got $2 one of them for, to be discussed, I guess, maybe it'll be sunny for 2 or 3 more days, and I'll get to go play more golf.
Yeah.
Although I played in the sun, in the semi-sun this morning. And the other one is, we had a poker party this weekend and. No, I won again.
All right.
You guys, I'm gonna go back to Maryland and we'll play.
What?
Ladies first, sorry.
President Cheryl, fellow Lions and Gus, I just wanted to greet Bill. I'm so glad to see you. And I look forward to hearing from you today.
And this guy is an absolute complete stranger. His name is Nick Lemire.
President Cheryl, fellow Lions and guests, I'm just happy I could be here today, see all your handsome and beautiful faces.
Yeah. Oh.
And I'll be expecting my first attention in that.
In the mail, yeah.
Okay, you have a Lions jacket back there. You're safe.
I do.
You have a Lions hat. You're safe. That doesn't count. Why do people have to show me their badges and think that's Lions?
Oh, we got some money over here.
Wait.
Lieutenant Cheryl Bell Lions and guests, I'm real happy to see Jay and Nick here today so they can get their perfect attendance pin.
Yeah.
Hi, Larry.
Oh, my God.
Is that for me?
Yeah.
You want to say something?
Yeah, I'm collecting the money. Don't yell at me. Those for the around.
Queen Lions Cheryl.
Hi, Larry.
Go Lions together. I got a happy $5. Part of it this Wednesday, tomorrow, my daughter's coming to Montana for about 10 days.
All right.
Nice.
Try that. And it's just, sounds like good weather, for Mother's Day. So happy Mother's Day. Special day. And, yeah. Especially my part. Happy Mother's Day, Mike. And I just have to honor and give thanks for all the help in the program this last year and look forward to another year.
Yeah.
Thanks, Larry. Behind me?
Yep.
Did I forget?
Oh, no, I'm right.
You're behind me.
You know, you're still on the cruise vacation.
I'm still on cruise mode. I have.
Hey, President Cheryl, fellow Lions and guests,
Nice shirt.
hey, thank you. Just so you know, when Isla was on the boat, I saw that she was asking which one was the bow and which one was the stern, so good job with that. Second, my grandson made the observation that some of us might be older than his generation, because he was sad about his generation not being in the service, but I said, look at Katie, look at Sue, you know, they're almost your generation, just so you know. They're like 23 now, is that it? 22. 22.
Yeah.
20. Well, just- It's okay.
Obviously, the next dollar is back to GetNet is here. And here's what GetNet does at our house. He comes in, Teddy, the big monster dog, looks up and goes, oh my goodness. And literally attacks him for about 20 minutes. So it's the best
Aw.
exercise. Det and Teddy are best of buds, which is so fun. Happy dollar there for, oh yes, just so y'all know, both Ray Lee and I filed yesterday for county commissioner, so. And
What state?
what state? Yeah, Montana, we're going on Yellowstone. And the final final dollar is the fact that the cruise people have returned.
Did you miss us?
Oh, yeah.
Like a Tuesday. Jealous. Hey, Roy.
President Cheryl, fellow Lions, and yes. Well, hey, before I get my happy dollars, I'm gonna get this out of the way because you never know when these people are gonna show up and for the 100%. Oh, by the way, that's where 22 to 23, so if you show up next year, you get 24, 25.
Yeah.
So I gotta don't give up, so I'm just waiting for anybody to.
Way to go,
Yeah. So, happy dollar. I got a couple of them here. I'm gonna start off with my daughter Grace. You've heard me talk about her through the years, you know, the gymnast and all that good stuff. Anyway, she has been pursuing her master's degree in social work. And she's almost done. She just started her internship, which is the final step as far as getting her degree, her master's. And she, fortunately for her, she and her husband are traveling all over the Northwest for his job. But she was able, she needs to be in one spot for her internship. So she's back here in Longview, working for a group here in Longview, staying with us until she's done with that, which is a few months, but really proud of her. What a pursuit. She's got really a heart for social work, really working with just different people who are in need. Mental health is a big, serious need. And unfortunately, it's a growing industry, and but she's got a heart for it. So, we're glad that she's doing it. And I'm also glad because I won't have to be paying tuition anymore.
Yeah.
For a master's degree. And then on top of that, well, you all know that Melissa and I, we like to hang out in warm tropical.
Please.
Belize. And so, we're leaving Sunday. We're gonna go to the frozen tundra of Alaska on an Alaskan cruise. So, from this rainy mess to the cold, and I don't know how it's gonna be, but hey, just in time for me to go back to the tropics.
It's not gonna be raining here anymore.
Right, no, this is good to be in the tropics. I gotta come back.
Well, there you go.
You can always Google the weather so you know how to pack.
Yeah, cold. I keep on, she's Googling, I bet you.
Yeah.
That's warm.
It should be warm because it's on.
I'm stepping over the cord.
No problem.
Pardon me?
Did you want to catch a bill?
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know who Bill is.
Bill Lundy.
Bill Lundeen, Hazeldale Lions.
My happy vibe, and I don't put a kid, is I'm here with a lot of friends.
Yep.
That means so much to me. That's Lions. We meet people, but you know what? Everybody gives, and that's what it's all about. So thank you, friends.
Mark doesn't want to be introduced.
Thank you for the introductions.
We know who he is.
President Cheryl, Zone Chair Jan, fellow Lions and guests, a few happy ducks, my usual 5 for the week. First of all, it was an extra busy weekend. Our daughter and son-in-law went back to see Todd's grandmother, who's turning 97 in Wisconsin. So since Ellen's usually up the hill, that meant I was down in Kalama quite over the weekend, including from 6 a.m. yesterday until about 5 p.m. Just in time to come back and take my grandson from Longview side to practice. Got notice on our way here that their flight coming out of Duluth into Chicago has delayed because Chicago is shut down by all the storms. And we're counting on them to be back tonight because we have to pack and get stuff ready tomorrow. So this will be interesting. Second dollar, got to see, as John and Terry mentioned, we had a poker group that met, and I actually won $2 as well. I think Terry won a little bit more than $2 sheets. It's nice to be able to do that. I know you're all sad that I will miss the next 2 weeks. We're heading off to Hawaii. We have an early flight.
That's even worse.
Not able to attend the officer training. I've participated in that, helped lead it a few times, so I'm sad I'm not gonna make that. Rick will be here to introduce next week's program. Past Pioneer member Karen System and the new CEO of the Chamber of Commerce, Bonnie Delaney, will be here. Finally, quote of the week. This one from Janice Stanfield. I cannot do all the good the world needs, but the world needs all the good that I can do. There you go.
Thank you, Mark. Anyone else? Okay, you're done. And we're people. Turn your phones off.
Thank you, Christopher. Doing great. Okay. Teamers. Any sunshine off the back table? Cards, letters, postcards?
Oh, as fast as I can.
Faster.
What's the good word?
Carol, yes, we do have a card back here, and it's for Anna Hartley. Remember, she, Rick was back here as, client handler for a little while. So she is, she's not Facebook, if you follow her, so she's very open about it. She's going to have surgery coming up on the 14th for, breast cancer. She's going to have a lot of,
Okay,
yeah, and some radiation after that. And, good touch.
okay, if you haven't signed the card for Anna yet, make sure you swing by the table and get it done before you leave today. Okay, I think the time has come. Ask us for Governor Mark for you to introduce our special guest today.
Thank you, President Carroll. Not too sure. Chairman of the Northwest Foundation. Hearing and hope are passions for Bill. Bill continues today as the current chairman of the Northwest Lions Foundation, a position that our own George Moore held at one time, and a board member of the Lions World Vision Institute. Bill's wife, Linda, is a club president of the Hazel Dell Lions. Bill was originally scheduled to be here when I was chair back in January, I believe, and it got snowed out, so I'm glad that we were able to reschedule. When I was a district governor, one of the two things that I promoted heavily during my visits was the foundation that you're going to be able to hear about. The other was LCIF, of course. Please join me in giving the Lions warm welcome to Bill Lundini.
All right. I think you need that step, Bill.
Yeah, gets me up in the world.
Yeah.
President Joe. Program Chair Mark, Lions, guests, and friends. It's a pleasure to be here today, and I'm going to speak a little bit about the Northwest Lions Foundation. When I say a little bit, I'll do my best to give you the overflow or the overview, so we know where we have been and where we're going and why. As you look up here, creating opportunities. Think about that as we go through today, and I'm going to wander because I can't stand in one spot. Or down the hill one way. Yeah. I like coming hold me up. Yes, thank you very much. Yeah, no, that's good. I'm all right. Go ahead, Hal, if you would, please. The Northwest Lions Foundation, the Northwest Lions Eye Bank, Sightline, whatever the names have been over 55 years we've served in the Pacific Northwest and around the world. We're going to talk a little bit about our history, a little historical timeline, management and funding. Go ahead, Al.
Okay.
Must be that old computer, maybe we can take
It's
a.
an old finger.
Yeah. All it is
Okay.
just me trying to do two things at once, that's all.
Well,
Hey,
back in 1967, 68, 3 Lions. Jack Radford, well, 2 Lions that are radio operator, actually. Jack Radford, Jim Smalley, and Chet Lesh. 3 people were around having a conversation. I always want to think they were in the garage on Saturday drinking beer,
Yeah.
looking at the cars, looking at the new Chevy or whatever. In the conversation, it came up that, hey, I've got a relationship in my family that needs a cornea, and we can't get one in Seattle. And boy, a couple of Lions' ears perked up and says, well, that's what Lions do. Why can't we get a cornea? Well, figure out, there was no eye bank in the state of Washington in 1967. So, out of that, because we had a radio operator that knew that corneas moved all over the United States, we had 2 Lions that knew how to get people involved. They went out and went all over the state, corner to corner, and talked about starting an eye bank in Lions Multiple District 19. In 1969, the multiple district put a referendum together to go ahead and make that a multiple district project. From then on, it moved forward and it's created opportunities. That's all I can say. It's created opportunities. It performed so well as an eye bank that in 2007, it became the largest cornea producing eye bank in the world. Right here out of Seattle.
Yeah.
Right here, because Lions in Multiple District 19 in clubs and Lions in this room worked hard to make that happen. It didn't do it by itself. Besides that, the opportunity that eye bank gave us, we went and trained physicians around the world to do corneal transplants. We also created a division that went out and, like India, we went in and created people in villages and taught them how to treat eye disease and eye scrapes. Because if you're in a third world country and you find yourself with a scrape on your eye because a cow's tail hit you last night or yesterday while you were working in the field, that's not going to heal. We get an abrasion on our eye, we go to the optometrist, they put a drop in it, we're just fine. Well, what SightLife was able to do was to start a world organization that went out and trained local people, actually very specific people. They went to villages out in the wild, we'll say, and they found women who were shunned because they had some problem, probably an eye problem. They had all these kids they were trying to support, and we trained that specific individual to treat eye abrasions in their village. All it takes is about 45 cents of medicine to fix that eye if somebody gets hurt in the village. And this person, this lady, is now revered in that village as a healer or a person that can do good for society. Give yourselves a nice big hand because it just doesn't out here. It's around the world. This is things we've done to Multiple 19. That goes on today, even though we merged eye banks. And the Himalayan project, if you look that up on the internet, that continues with that organization.
And their chief officer here for the United States was our chief officer for that program around the world. Let's talk about other opportunities. So we have this great big ag bank. We're doing things here in the United States. Everybody in the United States can get a cornea if they need it. Now we're doing things around the world. What else happens when you have opportunity? Opportunity is we could do better. We could do things right here in Multiple District 19. So the same committee, the Northwest Lions Foundation that grew into, it did put together innovative services for Multiple District 19, Washington and Northern Idaho. And here they are listed up here, youth site and hearing screening, patient care grants, hearing aid program, Lions infant screening, project support grants, and Lions sponsored organizations, which goes with the project support grants. We all know about screening, right? We had our great big, huge trailer and tractor that Mike, lovingly Pat, drove around for us for 20 years.
Yeah.
State to state, Idaho to Washington. They trained over 500,000 children all by themselves. Then come advances in new opportunity of screening machines. So we find out that there is a machine that you can put in front of a child, push the button, and it reads their eyes. It does a screening of their eyes. How neat that is, because you don't have to use sight charts. Well, it wasn't available to anybody in Washington because it wasn't approved by the State Board of Health. So what do? Northwest Lions Foundation goes to the State Board of Health. We get that approved for use in the state. And all of a sudden, we have clubs border to border that are buying these machines and going out and starting screening units. I know you guys screen a lot around here. I'd like to see the hands of anybody that's been in a screening event for a youth or an adult. If you haven't, please try to get to one. If we need to help you make one, we'll do that too. It is just breathtaking to see how we help the youth in our own states. Okay. Click on that, see if it'll do anything.
Was it supposed to do something?
It might.
I don't think so. Let your grandson do it for you.
There you go. It's moving, but we're not hearing it yet. This is here, and as you can see, it only takes less than a minute to screen the child. Okay, now let's go back. Let's stay right there. So we also have patient care grants. Out of all the years that I've been a Lion and involved in patient care grants, I certainly remember the one club did for community people member here, and that having a colloquial implant.
And he is a member now, but he's just not here today.
And he's a member of this club. All right. Give yourself a big hand. Using the program. The patient care program is available to anybody, any Lions Club in Washington or Northern Idaho that needs to help somebody in their community with hearing or sight. They can be a braille machine. It could be an implant. It can be just
I hate our audio.
oh, there's so many special things that it can do, but the Northwest Lions Foundation will split 50-50 with the club on any sight or hearing need that they can find in their community. So yeah, I'll go back one if you would, the opposite way. Yeah,
I just gotta say, our audio is always,
that's okay. The hearing aid program. About 11 years ago, our hearing aid, well, let's back up for that. For many years, Lions in Washington State in different areas had hearing programs where they might go out and collect hearing aids Those hearing aids normally went to the Northwest Lions Foundation. And at the foundation, they got refurbished. And we had a hearing aid bank. So if somebody needed hearing aids and the Lions Club knew about it, they could request refurbished hearing aids from the Lions hearing bank. The problem with that was they didn't work very well a lot of the time. Even though they were refurbished, many of them failed immediately, and most of them failed within the first year or two. I had this idea, I said, so we have to change this. So in our own district and in Vancouver, Fort Vancouver Lions, Rick Giles, audiology specialist, Rick and I had lunch, and I says, Rick, what are we gonna do with this? How are we gonna change this? How can we create more opportunities? Can we do something with the hearing aid manufacturers direct? Well, he was a Starkey. He used Starkey hearing aids, and he knew Bill Starkey, William Starkey, personally. He was able to go to Starkey, and Starkey says, I can give you a 10-channel brand new hearing aid for $125. Since then, we've been providing hearing aids throughout Washington, Northern Idaho, 2 clubs. It's a complete program. It's the audiologist is included in it. It's the hearing aid. We can provide and fit 2 hearing aids for less than $700. And we split that with the club. Brand new hearing aids. Give yourselves a big hand. You're not doing that here in your own area, this way or in your own way, you're really missing out. Infant screening in 1980, there was a new product that came out for hearing screening. Dr. Fred Menifee, who was a member of the line, Dr. Fred Menifee, who is also a member of the foundation, past chair. He started a program that we all got behind to put in every hospital in the state of Washington a hearing testing screening machine for infants. That was 1980. Every hospital in the state who accepted the grants. Today, that program is now run by the state of Washington. Here we are creating opportunities, more opportunities. I'm gonna go with project support grants, and that is where we work with a club to help an organization in their community that needs monetary assistance for sight and hearing. Go ahead and go forward, Al, a couple of them, I think. Keep going. Let's see if I can, you might have to go back. No, go back, I'm sorry. Anyway, this was groups like Washington State School for the Blind, groups like Edith Mitchell Hearing Center, groups like Olympia Host Lions Low Vision Clinic. The club, if you find something, an activity in your community that needs assistance, the club sponsors them for a grant. Okay, okay, now next one. Thank you.
Are we gonna try this again?
Yeah, one more.
Well, it's like this, Bill.
Yeah, keep going.
We're a 100-year-old club and we have a 50-year-old computer.
I'm gonna recommend it to Lion Cheryl. We fix that, yeah.
Yeah, 90-year-old operator.
All right. This was the first hearing aid that I think my grandfather got, but we already talked about that. Go ahead. Next one, Hal.
Isn't this the one you use?
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, there you go. Go ahead and hit it one more time and see if this one will work.
Okay, we're gonna do this.
No, we're not gonna have any audio. This is a short thank you note from the Olympia Host Lions Club. for supporting their low vision clinic. We've heard now from them at our District 10 convention that they're offering their services to anybody in District 10. So if you have a need, they might help, or you know a club that has a need, they'll help. But they have all sorts of machines for loan, and they're really good at it. I don't know what else I could tell you about our organization other than it's created opportunities. Opportunities, Greg, I'll get right to you, buddy. Opportunities are the key. And I know that your club takes opportunities and makes them 5-star operations. And I need to see a show of hands of anybody that's been on the board or been to a Northwest Lions Foundation meeting or worked at the foundation. Al, Mike, been to a meeting, yeah, been to a meeting. How many of you have helped somebody in your community with a sight and hearing need and partnered with the Northwest Lions Foundation? How many people have, and I'll ask everybody to hold their hands up here in a minute, how many people have passion in their hearts for people with disabilities? Well, that is what Lions are all about, and we hope to help you along in that. In 2022, Greg, I'm going to get you. 2022, SightLife, the largest eye bank in the world, merged with the second largest eye bank in the world in Florida. The combination of those two eye banks is now called Lions World Vision Institute. Okay, Lions World Vision Institute will be the largest eye bank and probably never, ever outdone. Remember, corneal blindness, there's 42 million people around the world with corneal blindness. The nice thing is we have new technologies, technologies that will can grow cells to help make cornea patients see better. We have brand new corneas that are not human made, and all of these things will decrease the need for human cornea, but it'll never go away because you'll need it all around the globe. Great.
Corneas can you get out of one cornea facility?
We get one cornea out of one donation, one eyeball.
I thought at one time it was 4.
Well,
Tell us
you
about that.
know, there's different techniques, and you can take parts of the cornea and change it around, but I'm talking about a full cornea implant. They slice the cornea and they get to pull it off, and then they can fix that in about 6 or 7 different ways for the doctor to use, and they may use part of it. There is a brand new technology coming out, which SightLife was very involved in, is very involved in, and that is taking a cornea and taking one cornea and dividing it into 1,000 cells and have those cells to regeneration. They've been working on that technique for about 14 years. It's still not patented, but you know, there's so many things that can happen in our world today with technology. So if we can get 1,000 patients treated with one cornea, wouldn't that be the cat's meow? So that's a good question. Thank you. Anybody else? Michael?
I know they're not okay to be in schools yet, but the new hearing machines that Rick Giles talked about.
Audio acoustic machines. It's about as big as this microphone. And it's a machine used for hearing screening. Instead of, right now, the schools demand that we use the headsets that Mike had the hearing booth in the lab for years and had to do all the different hertz measurements on the children. Well, this, they can take this new handheld machine, put a new chip on the end of it, insert it in a child's ear, press a button, and it screens that ear with one button push.
Wow.
Okay, it's not a tool that the doctor's office would use, but it screens the ear to make sure that they can hear. If they fail that, then we go ahead and recommend that they go into a regular headset and then get that checked. Okay, so we do checks and rechecks. That new hearing machine is not, again, the Board of Health in the state of Washington has to approve it for the school use. We are now going through that process. This is the first time we did it for the psych machines, it only took a year. This time it's taken 2 years to do the audiology machine. And right now it's in the Board of Health. They're having hearings on it. I expect to be back up there to testify in September. And let's hope we get it, because it just, anything we can do to speed up the process. And we're not guessing. Mike can tell you, you look at a six or 7 year old, you say, raise your hand if you hear a tone. Oh man, how many really know what they're talking about, what they're doing? When you ask them to raise their hand if they hear the tone. This takes all of the guesswork out of it. And they're about $5,000 a piece. But so are the eye screeners too. And look how many there are in Washington State today.
Bill,
Yes, sir.
I know we're getting close to the end, but real quickly, how can clubs best help the foundation?
All right, we're talking about funding, and that is the key piece to it. I'll tell you how the foundation is funded today. Because RI banks were merged with Florida, RI Bank was merged with Florida. We were able to separate $1.5 million of an endowment and to the Northwest Lions endowment, which we have and is growing to help us with project long-term. Every year, the iBank in Florida gives us a stipend of $200,000. But that's a short-term thing that may go away in 4 or 5 years. The way that we serve is clubs going out and doing just what you did at Walmart and White Cane Days. Clubs giving to the Northwest Lions Foundation for White Cane Days. We know that a lot of clubs will not go out and hand out white beans anymore and don't want to stand in front of the liquor stores. So we say, have a spaghetti feed, have a poker game, whatever, but just raise funds to donate to the Northwest Lions Foundation. The key to that is a club in Moxie, Washington probably does not have the money to get a Braille machine for one of their students. Okay, so they applied for it. We're going to split it 50-50 with them. But guess what? In the end, we're going to pay for the whole machine. And the way that this club helps the Moxie Club is because that money that you donate from White Cane Days goes to help other clubs that are less fortunate than your own. When we do that, it's an opportunity, and that opportunity will come back to us tenfold. Thank you very much. I'll be around afterwards, but I want to let you guys get home, and I'll be here to answer any questions that you have. And again, Mark, thank you for inviting me back.
If you'd like the mic.
What, you want to go to work?
Oh, no. Take the mic home with you.
Shorter, right?
Thank you so much for being with us, Bill. And as our thank you, as always, we have for you one of our beautiful Lions mugs. You may have one just about like that, probably in the back of your kitchen cabinet somewhere, maybe. So now you've got a pair, and we thank you so much for being with us. We appreciate everything you've had to share with us. we definitely take it to heart.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I know this one does.
Okay. Okay, how about some announcements? First I want to say that I would like to have a short, I mean, maybe 5-minute meeting of Gordon Smith Fellows after club today. Right over there at one of those tables, I don't care which one, but, that would be, probably Rosie, Cindy, Lloyd, are you here today? Yes, you are. And I think that's all of the fellows that I see in the house that are here today. So please meet with me for about 5 minutes after this meeting. Greg, I think you have something for us on site and hearing.
President Cheryl Bell Lines Gas, tomorrow night, 6:30 is our monthly Site and Hearing Foundation meeting. And Bill, Jane Durden back there, and Jan Heaton from the Kelso Club, and I are on our local board for Site and Hearing.
Fantastic.
And you mentioned the Starkey hearing aids. Well, the $125 ones are no longer. They have a better one that costs us $150 now. A lot better one. And we have used grant process with you. We really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Greg. Cindy?
I need to tag on the end of that real quick. We are so fortunate in our part of the state to have in the Vancouver area, the Sight and Hearing Foundations in Vancouver, which modeled partway up to you guys. And I think we do more in our area than a lot of areas even think about doing. So thank you very much for modeling this.
Okay, don't forget, please, we have a board meeting this Thursday morning at Cascade Title, 8 a.m. Board members, please plan to be present. Anybody else, you're welcome to visit. Cindy?
Thank you, President Cheryl Fellow Lions, I guess I have a couple of announcements. One comes via Facebook. The Vader Lions Club is celebrating their 50th anniversary on May 18th. If you need any information, Kathy Crawford, the past Mr. Governor, would be the one to contact. If you need her numbers that are not on Facebook, I can get that for you. Tomorrow night, we're having officer training at 5 p.m. at the museum. This is going to be a good learning opportunity. I'm thinking it now as we're growing. And we haven't had a training session since pre-COVID. So this is a good opportunity to learn, going through the chairs, what your responsibilities are, and being a committee chairperson, who you report your hours to, who you talk to. So it's really going to be a really great, fun event. And think of it as a mentoring opportunity. I'd like to have any of our past presidents join us, or any longtime members that were their membership or the chairs. Also, installations there are June 28th, 5:30 at the Moose is what we've got so far. We're working on dinner details, so we'll have a cost to you shortly, but save the date. It'll be a lot of fun. Thank you.
Thank you, Cindy, for those reminders. Marilyn has some reminders for us too. While you're close by with the mic there.
President Cheryl, fellow Lions and guests. One of the reminders is the School Gardens Work Party is Wednesday, May 15th. I have 10 Lions signed up. You have an opportunity to sign up that club, or Sign Up Genius is online as well. So you might have an email if you check and see. We'd love to have more come and help. MD19 convention registration forms are over there. We still have a little time. Hotel reservations, deadlines May 8th for the price. And the 15th actually of May is for food donation or deadline. So still open, you can just go. The other one is just to let you know, we chose our scholarship recipients, and we have reserved May 21st on Tuesday. It will be our scholarship luncheon day. Thank you.
Hyla, you had something you want to share?
Yes, Madam President, fellow Lions and guests, on May 22nd, here at 6 p.m., I am having a Raise the Roof fundraiser for the Eagles because we need a new roof. And this is to help with exorbitant costs. And it's $35 and you get to keep your painting. And you do not have to know how to paint.
Paint and sip, I think that's.
It's a paint and set. And I will announce it again before the event. But there are signs.
An opportunity to help this great organization that houses us every week.
Thank
Okay,
you.
What time does it start?
6 p.m. Okay, Katie Dillinger.
Katie.
I'd like a surprise.
President Cheryl, fellow Lions and guests. It's like almost July. Means that it's almost time for the Spirits of Longview. Yay! Anybody who wants to help me in any way, shape, or form, preferably with you. I'm gonna do a Spirits of Longview meeting somewhere over after this meeting. So find me, please.
I'll hold Georgia.
And Terry Woodruff.
Here.
Cheryl, fellow Lions and guests, yeah, we gave out the awards for last month or for March, rather, 2024. And of course, half of them weren't here.
Yeah.
So one of the ones that wasn't here was the Unsung Lion. And it's a gal that was really the epitome of unsung. She's always there doing stuff that you really don't recognize that she's done so much that for the club. So for the Unsung Lion for this month, or for March, is Rose Dickinson.
Well deserved, Rosie. Thank you. Anybody else? Cut you all off, that's it.
That's it, okay. I wanted to let everybody know that our active volunteer sign up sheet list is still with us. If you haven't checked it yet, and put yourself down for one of your favorite committees, now's the time.
One more thing, Bill.
Sorry.
Also on the board meeting on the 9th here, we will have the board voting on the Lions of the Year, Unsung Lion of the Year, and Rookie Lion of the Year during that meeting. So we can have that meeting so we can count on the votes.
That would be like this week,
This week.
2 days from now. Okay. Great. Caramel Corn Friday, don't forget, Friday's one of our caramel corn sales days. Last week it went pretty well, I think, didn't it, Bob?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Doing it again this week, so if you've got a couple hours and can sign up for shift, please do that. Tickets. 50/50 Joker. The number is 934-018. Oh, good luck to you, Bob.
You were close, huh?
And while Bob is drawing, hopefully, somebody blow on the card, wish him luck.
Yep.
We'll run the red ticket. And the number on the red ticket is 759-452. 759-452. And Bob didn't win. But who has that red ticket? Oh, Karen does. Darren, which fund would you like those monies to go to? White King, Karen chooses White King. Okay. All right, Lions, it's been a really good meeting. Oh, desserts. I'm sorry, I did it again. Jane, I am so sorry, my dear. What do you got?
Raspberry jam and peach raspberry crumble. First pick goes to Rick,
Oh,
and whatever's left over goes to Rose.
that's why I skipped. I didn't think Rick looked like he knew the dessert. Rose, okay. Now, Lions, a couple of quotes to leave you with. Thomas Edison once said, opportunity is missed by most people because it's dressed in overalls and it looks like work.
Whoa.
And Naomi Judd shared with us, a dead-end street is a good place to turn around. Lions, have a great week.